Welcome! In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this CYCPLUS AL7 Smart Tire Inflator. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost anything extra. So we have some specs listed on the side. You can pause and read through those, but I'll go over a couple. Pressure range is 3 to 100 psi. Working supply DC is 12 to 16 volts at 9 amps. Working supply on battery is 12 volts at 13 amps. This charges with USB Type-C. It can also supply USB-C output, and it has a number of different voltage and amp ranges there. The battery capacity is 5200 milliamps, and it's a 57.72 watt-hour battery. So let's get this open. Here we have the user manual. Let's take a quick look at it. Now I'm not going to cover everything in here. You'll want to read through it on your own. So we have the packing list. It comes with the inflator, air hose, some different adapters, Type-C charge cable. Here we have the different product details. So this has a built-in flashlight, has a retractable handle on it. This talks about how to use it. So to turn it on, you long press the power button, and to start and stop inflation, you just short press it. To turn the light on, you long press it. To adjust the brightness, you short press. Then for the adjustment knob, you short press to change the working mode, long press to change the units, and then you can rotate it to increase or decrease the pressure. This hose has different heads for it. It has like a Schrader valve, Presta, needle valve, and inflator valve. This talks about using the Schrader valve, Presta valve. So you want to choose the mode, set target pressure. This shows the different ranges and the default values. It has storage in the side. This talks about recharging it. So this does reverse charging, so you can use it to charge up other devices. So you can use this as a power bank. So this supports battery power and external DC power. Has a 5525 barrel jack. Then we have notes here. We have more specs and error codes. Pull this out. Looks like that's everything in the box. So the rest is self-contained in the unit. So here we have vents on the side, we have light, vent on the top, we have rubber pads here, so you can set it down. We have some of the specs written on the bottom. Here we have the display, has a protector on it, I'll pull that off. So let's open the side up here. So this has our hose, charge cable, and the adapters. So the hose is attached here. We'll close this and it comes out the bottom. Now this handle can pull up, like so. When you do that, it reveals the 12 volt port and the USB Type-C port. So that can slide back in for storage, pull it up for carrying. So here we have the different adapters. So the one adapter was in here. That's the inflator nozzle. It's here. So this is the air chuck. So that threads on here. So this is for Schrader valves. Then we have the inflation needle and the Presta adapter. So I'll put the Schrader chuck on there to start. The cord out. So this is a USB Type-C to USB Type-C charge cable. Let's try charging this. So I'll pull this handle open. I'll plug into the USB-C here. I'll plug into my charger, and it's currently charging. And it's drawing 0.93 amps, or about 1 amp, so that's about 5 watts. Now we can also use a regular charger. Let's plug that in. So with this charging, I'm getting 30 watts of charging. So this is probably charging at a higher voltage rate. Now the charge rate can vary depending on state of charge of the battery in this. Let's see if we can turn it on while it's charging. So let's take a look at the features here. We can press this to go through the modes. So here we have bicycle, scooter, car, and basketball. Now we can rotate this to change the pressure. Let's change that to say 11. Now if we hold down on this, we're going to change the units. Let's turn this off. And we'll turn it back on. And it looks like it retained the pressure that we were previously using. So this does have a light on the side. Let's hold down the light button. The light's on. Now let's press it. And it's going to dim. So it has 3 different brightness modes. Hold that down to shut it off. Now we have this set to 11 psi. We can start this by pressing the power button. And that will start inflating through this. So I'm going to let this charge up completely. Then we'll take it out and we'll test it. Okay, so I'm out here at my camper. I have a tire here. I have the inflator here. I'll get the hose out and get it set up. I'll pull off the valve cap and connect the chuck. I'll turn on the inflator. So it currently says 59, so I want this to be 65. So I have it set to 65. I'll hit the power button. Okay, it hit the set point and it automatically shut off. So now I can remove the chuck. And it's ready for the next tire. So I'm on the other side of the vehicle and I'll fill this one up. So this one's at 58.5. The set point hasn't changed, so I'll just start it. There we go, it's finished inflating. So I have the two trailer tires up to pressure, and since it was set to the precise amount, we have very even pressure between the two tires. Now finally I'm going to go inflate the spare. I'm not going to film that part, but that's very important to have it up to pressure too. Okay, so here I have a bike tire, so I'll switch over to the bicycle mode, and the max PSI on this is 75, so I'll switch it to that. And then we'll start this up. Sounds very fast. Let's take a quick look at the light. So I have my camera and the light about 4 foot from the wall, and I'll turn the light on. And here you can see it. I'll press through the modes. That's the lower, that's the lowest mode. Now it might flicker on camera, but it's not visible to the human eye. But here you can see that light is nice and bright. Perfect for doing something like changing a spare tire at night. Okay, so I inflated my 3 trailer tires and filled up the bike tire. So now I can put the parts away. So I'll open this up. And I'll just wrap this around in here. Now I don't know if this will fit in there. I'm just going to unscrew it. I could maybe wind it different, but it's easy to unscrew. I can pop that in, and now it's ready to go for next time. So let's turn this on. So after filling up the 3 tires and the bicycle, we still have 4 bars here. Now a portable compressor like this is not going to be as fast as a large air compressor. Now with my air compressor, I have to get it out, plug it in, plug the air hose in, find my air chuck, get my tire pressure gauge, and get everything out. And then I have to, say, move a vehicle closer to it. While it can inflate faster, this is a much faster option because I can just take this right to the tire, turn it on, set the pressure, plug it in. And since this is automatic, I could, say, clean my windshields or clean out my car or pack luggage or something while this thing is inflating. When it's done, I can then move it to the next tire and move on my way. Now when it comes to bicycles, this is much faster than pumping by hand. And with a traditional pressure, you might put the air chuck on there and you might overinflate your tires. Well, this has a preset, so you're not going to do that. So using a device like this is my favorite way to inflate bicycle tires. Now I really like the setup of this. You have the built-in handle there. You have the storage. So it's an all-in-one unit. So you can place this in the back of your car, truck, or RV, and everything you need is right there. So I didn't show it in the video, but I inflated the spare tire on my trailer. But if I hadn't done that and I was carrying this with me, I could do it on the side of the road if I had a flat tire. So if you're not diligent about airing up your spare, it's nice to have an inflator like this, just in case. Of course, this also has that light on the side. So if it's dark out, you can turn that on and get extra light. And since this has a very large battery, you can inflate a lot of tires, and that light would run for a long time. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.